So Power Book 3 Raising Kanan is finally back, and there are a lot of key storylines that we've broken down, and storylines that will need to be picked up in episode 6, and one of the main ones being Davina, who gave up the stash house, Scrappy infiltrating Unique's organization, and the rivalry between Unique and Raquel is definitely going to start picking up pace. There's Marvin and Kanan who are going to be scheming together, and this whole situation that played out with Detective Howard in the teaser that we saw that had been released over the last few days tells us that Detective Howard needs Kanan for the transplant, and he needs it quick. But we're going to dissect all things episode 6 with a synopsis, what to expect, and some predictions with the latest pictures that have been released for episode 6 as well. But of course, if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But let's start with the synopsis, which reads, Lulu's new artist showcase becomes a nexus for the rivalry between Raquel and Unique, and Kanan cooks up a drug dealing scheme with Marvin. And this is where we're really going to get into the thick of the action over these last 5 episodes. There's going to be a build up to a big episode 8 and a big episode 10. From the synopsis, the rivalry between Unique and Raquel is going to increase tenfold, and we've already seen it heat up with Raquel using Scrappy to infiltrate Unique's organization, and we all know why she used him. He's one of her most trusted soldiers, and she's going to do everything she can do to protect him. I really wouldn't be surprised to see if Scrappy did get into some trouble in the coming episode because of the position that he's been put in. It's a very risky move that Raquel has played, and no doubt at some point there's going to come a time where Unique questions his loyalty of his crew. But as I said in my death predictions video, I think Raquel is someone who will protect Scrappy because of his loyalty to Raquel. But this whole situation is going to get even more tense with this new artist showcase that is going to become the nexus of the rivalry between Raquel and Unique. We hear Lulu shouting Southside, and then they're going to be attacked by one of Unique's crews, and Marvin jumping in too. We're going to see Raquel warning Lulu earlier on in the episode about Unique's crew being there too. It's what we see going down in this image with Raquel warning Lulu about Unique's crew. But this is going to be at Jukebox and Famous's big night where they're performing, and I really can't help but think the line that Famous had in his lyrics where he said the streets need a body will actually come true with another body or two dropping in the next episode, especially because it's the exact same line that Unique used when he said that the streets needed a body in episode 2. The streets got a body with D-Wiz's death. But this is Jukebox's big break that she's been waiting for, but I don't think it's going to last long for Juke. There are no happy endings on Power, and we already know that something is going to happen where her music career comes to an end, and I do think it's going to happen sooner rather than later, which will push her into the streets a lot more. And I really wonder how Marvin would feel about all of this. We've heard him how he's been listening in on Juke's conversations and snooping through her room as well, and we can just see it's a really difficult relationship that these two have, and more will definitely be revealed in the last half of the season. But first, he's going to be too busy scheming with Kanan on a drug dealing scheme, which is the second part of the synopsis. So let's talk about this because he clearly hasn't learned his lesson with what went down at the stash house. Lulu even mentioned that he's always fucking up, he's always got himself to blame, he's always doing it to himself, and I do agree. Marvin just seems to be creating his own problems time after time. Every few episodes he's creating a problem for himself, and I don't think that this scheme that he cooks up with Kanan is going to be any different to the last time they worked together. I really don't think this is going to go down well at all. It's just going to cause some more issues between the relationship between Marvin and Raquel, and we've already seen cracks starting to appear before. I just expect Marvin to do something that will fuck shit up now. He probably will fix it after he does fuck it up, because he does make up for his mistakes, because we can't doubt his loyalty. But this is something I do expect to make the relationship worse between the siblings, and especially Marvin and Raquel. Now Davina is also going to be returning in episode 6 according to IMDb, so I do expect them to come back to this storyline with her and Kanan, and we could very well see Unique trying to use Davina to get information from her again, just like how Raquel has Scrappy in the inside of his organization. Unique could have his own mole in Raquel's organization with the use of Davina, and this could very well be Unique's way of getting information from what Raquel is planning with the use of Davina and Kanan's relationship. And the key thing to remember here is, we know that Unique knows that Kanan is Raquel's weak spot, and we could very well see Unique counter Raquel's play. I think we could be surprised at how smart Unique is, but let's wait and see how this plays out, and whether or not he comes back to Davina for more information, and whether or not he actually realizes that Scrappy has just been planted into his organization by Raquel. But let's talk about a couple of scenes and teasers that were released during the mid-season break, and there's of course the Raquel scene that we broke down a few days ago, which was a small teaser that was released with Raquel asking Kanan whether he misses having a father, and he tells us that you can't miss what you've never had, and that's because Raquel has been playing both roles as a parent since he was born. But there's also this small teaser that was released the other day as well, and this time it's Detective Howard's perspective and questions about his son Kanan, and this new teaser showed us Detective Howard, a somewhat tired looking and drained Detective Howard, and of course that's because he's dying from cancer. But he goes to meet with his doctor Nichols, and he asks her some hypothetical questions. He asks her what if he has a kid, what if he has a son, will he be able to give him his bone marrow transplant that he needs to survive? Dr. Nichols tells him that his son would only be a half match for him, but it would certainly be better than no transplant at all, which Detective Howard is facing right now. She asks him how old this hypothetical son is, and Detective Howard tells her that he's 15. She tells him that in general bone marrow transplant donors should be over 18, but exceptions can be made, but only if the child legal guardian consents. And here's the problem, will Raquel ever give this permission for Kanan to give this bone marrow transplant to Detective Howard? There are so many hurdles that they need to go through, before they even get to the point of Kanan giving this transplant to Howard, first they need to tell Kanan that Detective Howard is his real father, and we all know that that's not going to go down well. On top of finding out that Howard is his father, he wants a transplant to save his life, and then you need Raquel's approval as well as Kanan's, and we all know Kanan's feelings towards cops, and that's one of the main reasons Raquel has kept this a secret for 15 years, because all she's wanted to do is protect Kanan. So one of the main questions going into episode 6 is, will Kanan find out about Detective Howard? I think it's way too soon, but he's running out of time, and he definitely needs to find a solution. Whether or not he's able to get Raquel and Kanan to agree to this transplant, who knows? I think it's a very difficult situation where there's too many hurdles to be crossed, and one of the main issues that Detective Howard will find is trying to get Kanan to agree to this transplant. So that's the rundown of the conversation and the new teaser that was released from episode 6. I'm going to link all the teasers that were released earlier on in the week down below for those who haven't seen any of them. But let's run through a few of the photos that have been released in the build up to episode 6 and this meeting with Raquel and Dean. We're going to see Dean again. That's the connect. He's the character who Kanan described as silent but violent, deadly only when he has to be, and I really wonder when we're going to see this violent side to him. But Raquel and Dean are meeting after the stash house was hit, and he's the supplier to both Unique and Raquel. He's put the pause on Unique's re-up, and I don't think he'll be afraid to put the pause on Raquel's re-up either, because he's someone who likes to lay low, especially if law enforcement are sniffing about. But let's see what this meeting is all about with Dean in the coming episode. Now there's also going to be Jukebox and Nicole meeting after what went down in episode 5. There's no way they're going to stop seeing each other, but with Nicole's parents finding out, it's definitely going to make things a lot more difficult, but they'll definitely keep seeing each other, and it's just a waiting game until Marvin finds out, because Juke felt heartbroken at Nicole's parents' reaction and abuse, but it's going to be nothing compared to the reaction that Marvin's going to have when he finds out. Now we're also going to see Raquel and Symphony again, and Raquel finding out that Kanan was arrested. Symphony said that he wouldn't tell his moms, but he wouldn't lie either, and Raquel does find out, which of course we saw in the teaser which I broke down the other day. But Lulu and Raquel, let's talk about Lulu and Raquel, because she's not going to be happy that Lulu is spending all this money setting up this night. She wants Lulu to set up this crew and move a product here, but Lulu has something else in mind. He's thinking about making money that doesn't just come from drugs, it's music that he wants to move into, and it does sound like a very similar situation to what we've seen play out with Ghost and the nightclubs, with him wanting to pursue his dream with the clubs, and it seems like Lulu is trying to find a way out of the game, and it's going to be Raquel pulling him back in, and this is a situation that is definitely not going to end well for Lulu, especially with Jessica trying to get all up in Crown's business, and even though she says it's just business, she seems like someone who's going to want to do what's best for herself, and what's best for Famous. She told Lulu that she can't sit around and wait forever for him to open up his own studio, and that's why she's all friendly with Crown, and Lou seems like someone who may be blinded by love. Love does make you blind, and sometimes you don't make the best choices when you are blinded by love, but that's just a breakdown of what we can expect from episode 6 of Raising Kanan, and I'm glad it's back, and the last half of the season is definitely going to raise the level even more, so drop me your predictions down below in the comment section on all things episode 6, and of course if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 3 and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.